Good day, everyone. Today we'll be tackling about quality and environmental cost management. For the objectives of this lesson, we'll be able to define quality and describe the four types of quality costs. Second is to explain how environmental costs can be measured and reduced. So first off, what is quality cost or cost of quality? It's the quality-linked activities, all of which consume resources that determine the level of quality cost incurred by a firm. These are the activities performed because poor quality may exist. Nowadays, businesses are being forced by competitive forces to pay more attention to quality. Customers want items and services that are higher quality. In fact, increasing quality might be the key to many businesses' survival. A primary strategic goal of every well-designed balanced scorecard is to increase the quality of processes, goods, and services. A higher level of quality leads to higher levels of customer satisfaction, which in turn leads to higher levels of market share and ultimately higher levels of revenue. Thus, raising quality can benefit a company's financial and competitiveness. So next are the quality related activities has two subcategories, the control activities and failure activities. So what is control activity? Control activity are the activities performed by an organization to prevent or detect poor quality. Control activities are made up of prevention and appraisal activities, which will be later on discussed. Meanwhile, failure activity are the activities performed by an organization or customers in response to poor quality. This activity consists of internal and external failure activities. So there are four categories of quality cost, which are the prevention cost, appraisal cost, internal failure cost, and external failure costs. A quality cost report will provide both the total cost for each category and the relative cost of each category. Managers are required to determine the costs that should be included in the report, the degree of quality performance that is now being achieved, and the level of quality performance that should be attained. Under control costs are costs performing control activities, also considered as conformance costs, incurred to keep defective products from falling into the hands of customers. While failure costs, these are the costs incurred by an organization because failure activities are performed, also considered as non-conformance costs, incurred because defects are produced despite efforts to prevent them. So the first of the four categories of quality cost is the prevention cost. So prevention costs are the costs incurred to avoid producing unsatisfactory goods or services. If this is incurred, we would anticipate a drop in failure costs as preventative costs arise. This includes this cost includes a wide range of tasks like planning for quality improvement, process evaluations, and product reviews. A quality control specialist salary and benefits, new equipment purchases, and staff training may all be included part of all the overall preventative expenses. So next is the appraisal cost. The expenses a business incurs to find defective goods before it is delivered to customers are referred as appraisal costs. These expenses are necessary to be paid in order to prevent buyers from purchasing substandard items. The expense of an appraisal is less expensive than the cost of losing clients who are dissatisfied with the poor quality of the products they received from the supplier. The price of a lost customer includes both the marketing expenses incurred to win them over initially and the earnings earned over the course of the relationship with the seller. And as for the internal failure cost, to fix flaws found prior to the product or services being provided to the client. These expenses arise when work products fall short of design quality expectations and are discovered prior to being given to the client. So, repairing flaws found by customers results in external failure costs. These expenses arise when goods or services that fall short of design quality requirements are not discovered until after they have been transferred to the client. Due to warranty costs, recall costs, lawsuit expenses, and reputational harm to a company, external failure costs have the potential to be much more devastating than internal failure costs in terms of rework and scrap. In order for quality to have the desired long-term impact on the business, the expenses of performing quality tasks, carrying out quality enhancement, and accomplishing targets must be carefully managed. It is better to determine these costs from analysis of the cost of quality, since they must be a true reflection of the quality effort. The success of quality management can be evaluated using such an analysis, which also identifies chances for cost reductions and issue areas. The cost of quality is a crucial communication instrument as well. What a potent instrument it may be to spread understanding of the value of quality as Philip Crosby demonstrated. He claimed that the corporations choose to pay for subpar quality and referred to the measurement as the price of non-conformance. True quality-related expenditures for many firms may reach 15 to 20% of sales income, and for some, they can even reach 40% of overall operating costs. In a successful business, costs associated with subpar quality will typically account for 10 to 15% of operations. Effective quality improvement initiatives can significantly lower this, directly boosting revenues. Up next is the environmental cost. It is referred to as environmental quality costs that are incurred because poor environmental quality may exist. So, environmental cost has four categories, which is the environmental prevention cost, environmental detection cost, environmental internal failure cost, and lastly is the environmental external failure cost. So, environmental prevention cost. It is the cost of activities carried out to prevent the production of contaminants or waste that could cause damage to the environment. Next is the environmental detection cost, which is the cost of activities executed to determine if products, processes, and other activities within the firm are in compliance with the appropriate environmental standards. And meanwhile, the environmental internal failure cost, these are the costs incurred to eliminate and manage contaminants and waste into the environment. And lastly is the environmental external failure cost, which is the cost of activities performed After discharging contaminant and waste into the environment, the environmental external failure cost is subdivided into two, which is the realized external failure cost and the unrealized external failure cost. So, the realized external failure costs are the costs incurred and paid for by the firm, while the unrealized external failure costs are costs caused by the firm but are incurred and paid for by parties outside of the firm. Societal costs can be further classified as: first are those the resulting from environmental degradation, and second, those associated with an adverse impact on the property or welfare of individuals. In either case, the costs are borne by others and not by firm, even though the firm causes them. Environmental cost reduction. Investing more in prevention and detection activities can bring about a significant reduction in environmental failure costs. And that would be all. Thank you.